Guys, Piss Aaron's back with another video, and today we're going to be discussing the PSG against Atalanta game, and I will be talking a little bit about it. So, to start off with, I think Atalanta were dominating in the first 30 minutes. They got their goal, and I think in the first half they were quite comfortable. I think PSG weren't causing them any problems except for Neymar. He was the only threat. I think he'll be quite annoyed with himself that he blew the opportunities that he had for himself. But besides that, PSG couldn't create any opportunities, and Neymar was their only threat going forward. And even from picking the ball up in a midfield area and driving and not scoring, but going to the attack in instances. So I think he was their biggest threat, and he was the main cause of the Atalanta loss. So in the first half, it was pretty much all Atalanta. I think maybe after the goal, they weren't as in control as they were before that, but I didn't think PSG really had control of the game, and it didn't really look like they were going to score goals unless a bit of Neymar magic happened. I think Atlanta, they lined up quite in their normal formation, but I don't think it actually was the best against PSG because they were going man on man, but when they were marking man on man, so their attackers would mark the two center halves, and then when Keylor Navas had the ball, he would kick it and put it into the midfield, and it made it very wide open. And for when PSG got the ball and picked it up in the midfield, they looked more direct and looked like they could really go on and cause problems, especially because the Atalanta defense was looking very shaky, and their only way of stopping Neymar was by fouling foul after foul after foul, and they were pretty much rotating and getting yellow cards in the sacrifice of stopping Neymar for the first half and for 70 minutes. But then in the second half, I think it was a pretty balanced game. So PSG, obviously, they were a bit more in possession. They had the ball most of the time, and they were looking the better team. I think Atalanta looked a bit tired, and they were putting everything out there, and they were putting bodies forward and all. But it was creating a lot of space for the likes of Neymar to get in behind and etc. So I think that this was good for PSG. They were looking more in the game, and they were getting their chances. And then I think the Mbappe substitution just changed the whole game. He was way more direct, and he looked way more better than all the other PSG attackers. I thought Icardi had a poor performance. I thought so did Sarabia. I think they were non-existent at times. I think Neymar was their only big threat, but then when Mbappe came on, he looked to change the game. He was always getting in behind, and he was going to goal, and he was making the runs. And obviously, PSG getting the two late goals, it really changed the game. It really ended it. They got the two late goals, so that changed the game, and then they won. So obviously, congrats to them. I think they're gonna only get better in the Champions League. They're gonna play either Leipzig or Atletico. I think they will win, because they did have some crucial suspension or injuries in Verratti, Di Maria, and even Kurzawa, because I think Bernat had a poor game, and I think Kurzawa is a better player. I think he will play, and I think PSG played probably a bit better. I think they might have deserved the win, but I'm not going to say Atlanta didn't play well, because I think they did play well at the start, but I think they just lost a bit of control during the game, and I think the game just went more towards PSG's effort, and Atlanta were quite poor in the defense, and it was very open for PSG, and they were all getting cards, and Atlanta failed to keep the clean sheet in the 89th minute, and then they conceded again, which is quite poor and disappointing if you're having an Atalanta point of view. So I think the man of the match was Neymar, but it was actually a bit controversial because I thought Neymar should have scored, so I'm not sure if he had the bestest of games. He was doing everything, but his final product wasn't the best. And when you paid over 200 million for a player, you would expect him to be scoring the goals he did. But he was creating chances for the team, and I guess it really didn't matter at the end as they won. So congratulations to PSG. I think they'll do quite well in the next couple rounds, or if they can make it, and they look quite exciting. And that'll wrap up the video. So don't forget to like and subscribe. PSA Rants out.